Greetings, Ashen, the comic book hunter here for another comic book hunt. Thank you for attending, whether it be live or afterwards. I do appreciate all my viewers, and as always, I do hope to be providing you with a good service on what comics to check out and what I thought about other comics. So, if you're new here, let me go ahead and break down what I do on the comic book hunt. I review comics from last week, let you know what I thought about them. Slim pickings last week, very slim. Then there's a center portion where I talk about some random stuff, so you can look forward to that. I'm going to be talking about some retro games I purchased, so be excited. And then for the final portion, I talk about comics coming up next week and, maybe why you should check them out. All right. Well, let us go ahead and get started. I only picked out one comic book last week. If you watched my show, then you know I didn't even really select any comic books for upcoming titles. But I like to get my comic shop business, so I went in and I found one title. Strange Academy, yes. Right here. It's a pretty nice cover. I like it. I think it's a J. Scott Campbell cover. And, it looks pretty cool. This book is written by Scotty Young. And he did the I Hate Fairyland series. And that was a pretty good series to collect. It was pretty funny. You can see a lot of his humor kind of being transitioned over into this book. It's kind of like a Harry Potter setup. Let me go ahead. Since I only have one comic to talk about this week, I went ahead and pulled a few images. Normally, I only do like one or two, but you're gonna get 3 whole images this week. Okay, so let's get started. This is the beginning. This is Emily Bright, and she has some magical powers that she innately possesses. And she writes to Doctor Strange, hoping that he'll train her. And she doesn't know fully how to control her powers, and she accidentally causes this tree to come alive in the beginning. And of course, that's the transition when you find out that she actually made it into wizarding school, or whatever you want to call it, the Doctor Strange's Magical Academy. This book, it really wants to be sort of like Harry Potter meets My Hero Academia. And the one thing I can say is I don't really like the dialogue in this book. The pictures are very pretty. The artist did an incredible job on this book. The characters act very flighty, though. There are 2 white male characters in this book. I think they're twins. One wears a man bun and one doesn't. And of course, they're the like judgy, racist characters, and everyone else is fine. Everyone else is the colors of the rainbow, and they're all cool. But for some reason, man, those blonde white kids, they're very judgy. They're very judgy. So there's a little bit of a stick of politics in there, but aside from that, the story's not half bad so far, except it really just feels like a ripoff of My Hero Academia and Harry Potter kind of being mixed together. There's some characters that do interest me, though. And I'm not gonna lie, I am considering picking up issue 2, but I'm not 100% sold on it. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, here's the all the children hanging out here, and you can see those two blonde-haired white kids in the back. Yep, look at them, troublemakers. How dare they exist? But yeah, you know, there are stereotypes, and they love to use them now. They're just different than they used to be. Ah, man. But would I recommend this book? Oh boy. If dialogue isn't an issue for you, if you're okay with a bunch of flighty characters and adults acting like they're young teenagers or something like that, then sure. I don't think this book really is for my demographic. I'm like 35 years old, so having these kids acting like children, but then also having the adults acting like children is just kind of off putting for me. So there you have it. I'm not going to say no, but just understand the flaws in this book. Okay. And that's it. That's the only book I picked up this week, the only book that I gave a chance to. Everything else was pretty lame. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about some retro games now. I just picked up a new retro game today. I was very happy with this find. I'm going to walk you through a few that I picked up. There's only four. There's only four games. So we'll be okay. First one I wanted to show off is Altered Beast. I love this game. This is one of my favorite games, but I found one in really good condition, and as you can see, I put a little protective box on these because I do have playable versions, but then I'm also a collector, so I want to preserve the best ones. But if you've never played Altered Beast, this is a game about side-scrolling game, can be 1 or 2 players on the Sega Genesis, and the characters get power orbs, and they transform, and they have to fight a wizard each level. It's really awesome. I'm still trying to beat it all these years later. Next up, this one, of course, because I'm the horror guy in a lot of ways. But we have Friday the 13th for the NES. This game is extremely flawed, to say the least, but it is quite fun to try and see if you can play it, despite all its flaws. It's the best quality copy I was ever able to find. And I'm satisfied with it. You know, I don't need perfection. I just want good quality. Third game, a lot of people have probably played, and that is Super Mario Brothers 3. Oh, mamma mia! Yes, there you go. So another nice quality game there. I spent a lot of time looking for these boxes. Some of these for months even. This last game though, I don't even have it in a container yet. I ordered it, and I don't usually buy games from this system because I don't like most of them. But as a kid, I really enjoyed playing this game. Gotta be very gentle with this box. Not protected yet, but Quake for the N64. Man, I could not believe this box is in such good condition. You think it could have been printed like yesterday. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I think this was from my youth, a million billion years ago by my reckoning. So there you go. Just wanted to show you some of my interests, some of the old retro games I love. I know it's a massive collection. You know, my tastes are particular, so I don't pick up anything and everything. I just obsessively go after certain things. Okay, so let's go on to recommendations for comics for next week. Okay. So what do we have here? Ghost Rider. This is one of 2 comics that I have to recommend for next week. Ghost Rider has been an excellent series, and speaking of Doctor Strange, that's going to tie right into this new Ghost Rider. What do we have? We have Doctor Strange. He is pissed off because Ghost Rider injured one of the people, one of the monks under him, that was protecting Mephisto. I don't know if he's dead or not. He used the, the penance stare and burned him out. So we can only hope he's alive. I mean, he was a sort of like a monk-like character, so hopefully he's not dead. Hopefully his good deeds allowed him not to slip all the way into madness. But nonetheless, The master of mysticism is pissed off that Ghost Rider would cross that line. Hell King Johnny Blaze is just sort of running amok, doing whatever he wants. Friends or enemy, doesn't matter. He wants to maintain that he is the king of hell. So let's get it all together for this high-flying showdown of magic and hellfire. All right. That sounds good to you. Please go pick it up. Next up we have Agret Psycho! Yes. Agret Psycho. If you guys have not checked out Agret Psycho over on Netflix, if you do not know what this comic book is about, hey, Fly Fox Pro is here. Welcome to the show. I am very sorry, but this is a very short stream today, Fly Fox Pro. Comic book industry is disappointing me, but hey, in the end of all things, we have Agret Psycho. If you don't know this series, please go check it out on Netflix. There's an animated series. It is great for people in the working class. I don't know if kids would super relate to this show. My daughter likes it, but like teenagers and stuff, I'm not sure. But if you work and function in your daily life, then Agret Psycho is a great show for you, and the comic book carries on that tradition. I would say the art is a little bit weaker in the comic book, and I think they go slightly more extreme with the humor, but it is definitely something that I would recommend as an adult. Yeah, it's disappointing. Fly Fox Pro says, I've seen a few minutes of that show. Yes. All right. Well, if it didn't appeal to you, then I wouldn't recommend this series. That's all I'm saying. Because a lot of the humor relies on you liking the characters already when you get into this comic book, which is a little sad. Maybe they should have done a little bit of an introduction. All right. Well, disappointingly, that is all I have for this week. I do plan on putting up another video. If you didn't see it yet, I did a unboxing for the Ringu collection, which is one of my favorite horror movie franchises. They do all 3 movies in there. It's excellent. So go check that out from Arrow if you like horror and you want to go see what they have to offer. And aside from that, well, let's see. Firefox Pro says, I couldn't say it didn't appeal. Just got busy and haven't gotten back to it yet. Well, Firefox Pro, I would say go check it out when you get the opportunity. I understand what it's like to be busy. I myself had sat down to watch this show called Night Flyer, and I got to about the 7th or 8th episode in that, and I haven't gotten back to it, which is a shame because it's an excellent show. However, the episode did traumatize me. As a father, it traumatized me because there's some really bad stuff that happens with children in that show. So if you want to be traumatized, go ahead and check out Night Flyer. But if you get the opportunity, go check out Agret Psycho. It's a nice lighthearted show. Maybe it'll make you feel better about your life. And that's it. That's it for my show. And I do appreciate you stopping by. Got my back, Fly Fox Pro. And I hope you all have a great evening. Yes.